Hi, so next I'm going to show you some of the common and not so common tools we use at VTR. So if you open your browser, you go down here, open mine, we're going to go to Airtable, and I will be giving you a tutorial about how to use Airtable. So Airtable is basically a huge database where we can store lots of information. Primarily, what you will need to use Airtable for is the course catalog. So, as you can see, I have my own workspace right here with different documents and sheets I may use. But I also have down here bases that have been shared with me. So basically, a base is like this hub of storage, and that's where this course catalog is. So if we click on this, we can go in and see that. We can see all of the courses that we have. We have, for example, financial and managerial accounting, and this has a master sheet showing all of the topicals within accounting, and this also lists the abbreviation for our course. We have the course description, the ID, image, the trailer key, and that's for the trailer video that shows up on our product page. We have the topicals, so the short courses that we've made from this course. We can show who this course is accredited with, so it's APA, HRCI, and SHRM. It tells how many credits it is, and it lets us know if it has a product video or not. Here in this next tab, it shows the topical courses we have, so our shorter courses. This next tab shows our accreditations and which courses are accredited with each organization. The next tab is tags that show who the professors are in the courses, but obviously this hasn't been built out as much. We have our organizations and the names of the courses offered to these specific organizations. So we just looked at HRCI, now we're on SHRM, APA, ASAE, CPA, and we also have our new course names. So this is the list of the names that of all our courses as they used to be, and these are their new course names. And we also have abbreviations of our courses, which I will go over at a later time. But basically, I just wanted to show you how to view this Airtable. And for now, that is all you need to know about Airtable. So I will move on to the next step in our lesson, which is going over Trello. So I'll go ahead and type that in, Trello.com. So Trello is where we basically keep up with projects. It can be a project management tool. It can be a tool with a big to-do list. I don't know if you've ever heard of a Kanban board, but that is basically where you write down a bunch of tasks that you need to do and separate them into what you need to do, what you are currently doing, what is in review, waiting to be released, and then what is released and completed. So I will just go into our daily stand-up board. And here, like I said, we have to do, doing, interview, holding, completed, ongoing tasks. So this page is called a board, and each section is called a list. And within each section, we have these tiles that are called cards. So, for example, let's look at what we have here. So, I have already done this, and it doesn't need to be reviewed. So, I am going to click on this card, and I can drag it to the completed section. And so that is done. If I have something that I am currently doing, I can create a card. So once again, you hit add another card, and I'm going to say create tutorial video. And I can click add card. If I go into this card, I can write a description of what this is. Give a tutorial over Trello and Airtable. So that's how I do that. I can write a comment. I can also tag someone in this. So if I wanted to tag myself, if I wanted to tag someone else in this, I could. I can add members to this card. So I can add different team members here. I'll go ahead and add myself to this card since obviously I'm the one working on this video. So I'm going to do that. You can move this card, you can copy it, you can make a template out of this card, things like that. Trello is not something we use just all the time, but it is something we use to keep track of what each other is doing, especially when we work remotely. We can just write our tasks on the card, and as we look throughout the day, we can see what each other is working on and how we're doing. And we can also see, oh, this person has a lot on their plate. Like, let me see if I can help them if I don't have a lot on my plate. So that's just one way of using this. We can also use this for just, like I've said, specific projects. So let me go back to our boards, or go back to home. Like we have the MI Pro launch, and so we can click that, and right here we have a list for each person, and it has tasks that each of us need to do, and there's unassigned for what hasn't been assigned to anyone. We have a bar that shows what is in progress. So let's say I was working on this, making channel copy to include Medicare language card. I can move it to in progress, and if I completed it, I can move it to the completed section. But for now, I'm going to leave it here. If I want to add another list, let's say I just wanted to add a to-do list, I could do to-do and hit add list, and it would show up there. And if I wanted to add a card, I could just do that. I can either click add a card or hit enter, and it will add. If I want to delete this card, I can go ahead and archive it so it doesn't delete it completely. And but if I want to delete it, I can just hit delete, and it brings up this warning, and I want to go ahead and delete it, so I'm going to hit delete. with lists, if you want to not show a list anymore, you can click archive this list and the list will go to archive. If you want to get back to the archive, you can go to show menu, and on the side it will have a pop out and it will show all the activity. You can go to more and you can go to archived items and it will show the archived items there. So that is just a little bit of how to use Trello. If you have any questions, as always, let me know. Real quick, I'm going to talk about some of the other tools that we use that you may not use that often, but they're just some common things that we may reference, and we just want to give you knowledge of what those programs are. So the first one is Canva, and this is a website that some of our team uses quite a bit. So going to go ahead and log in. And here, this is just different designs we can do. I'll go to see all designs and you can see we have created images for our social media pages. We've created different documents in here, things like that. We've created different images for ads, just different pieces like that. So that is what Canva is. Like I said, you will not be using it much, but that's just something our team uses a lot. Another thing that our team uses is Animatron. So Animatron is a video maker, and we use this sometimes in our courses or sometimes for marketing. So we can just create little videos. Another thing that we use is VSDC, and I won't pull that up on here, but it's another video editor that we use. We use it sometimes for marketing, but most of the time we use it when we're working on our courses. So that's what VSDC is. And the next one is Zapier. And Zapier basically lets us connect some of our apps and some of our tools to each other, so we can just make things work together and go a little more quickly. I won't dive into the specifics of Zapier, but that is another tool that we use. So that wraps up an overview of our other tools. And as always, if you have any questions, just let me know and I'd be happy to answer them.